moving forward to the advantages of social media, I'm going to share with you several benefits. For those of you who are already doing this, I know you could already relate to this from experience. For those of you who are also still just considering it, right now probably the job boards are what you're doing, then something to think about. Social media is capable of reaching farther than conventional means of recruitment. Because the job hunters are actually the one actively looking for you. And capable of reaching 100% of young job seekers, this was a research done in Europe, have expressed a desire to interact with employers online. They mentioned that at Facebook, 64% and LinkedIn, 52% are known as particularly good hunting grounds for employers. Some of the participants have shared with me that they notice that there's also a trend. That when it comes to hiring for executives, they feel that LinkedIn is a better platform as compared to Facebook. And it also allows employers to zero in on the candidates that they find most desirable. So how does it happen? Later on, I will be walking you through LinkedIn, and we will see how they actually make it so easy for you to do this rapidly. In just a matter of seconds, you could really zero in right away on the candidates. So it mentions here that before, especially for the first level hiring, where they contact schools to ask for potential recruits. Recruitment today is as simple as submitting an ideal profile on a website and waiting for the results to load. There was a best practice sharing also done by Ernst & Young, and they said that they actually hire interns, 5,000 interns per year. So you can just imagine how do they actually, attract and start getting those pool of interns who would be applying. And if you think about it, you don't just hire 1:1, right? You would, want to have a very good selection. So that's the number that they're looking for. So the key word here is they still use the traditional ones. They posted on their job boards. They still do the visiting on campus. They still do the traditional ones, and they enhanced it with social media. They are the first ones who actually created right away the Facebook groups, because they felt that inside groups, people can passively browse what events are happening and go in events if they want to go, and not be fully responsible in case they change their mind. So for those of you who are already using Facebook, start to ask yourself, do I already have a group? And who are going in my group right now? In the Facebook group I created. Is there actually activity happening there? Or is it only driven by the person assigned to manage the Facebook account? Facebook has become known as hangout for younger job seekers, such as fresh graduates, as mentioned earlier, and LinkedIn is usually frequented by full-fledged professionals and veterans who will never post their CVs online for the public consumption. And they mentioned that this is less expensive because at the end of the day, there will be investments here. There will also be investments in social media, and the invitation here really is to see whether you're going to go for the full 3 or you will master first one particular platform before you move to the next one. Some of the sharings by companies about how they actually created investments. So with Microsoft, they saved $88,000 in recruitment using LinkedIn. Companies like Sab Miller and KPMG also used Second Life. I'm not very familiar with Second Life. I have friends who actually spend hours and hours hanging out there but I don't go there, so I'm not gonna talk much about that one. But they used it to actually hold a 48-hour virtual job fair to recruit literally over 9,000 applicants. So for those who are wondering where the 5,000 interns came from, that's one example where there's just a huge amount of applicants coming. It also allows greater management of the recruiting processes. So here, recruiters conduct all the necessary steps from a single location while also allowing them the ability to take care of each and every aspect of recruitment. One of the participants tells me, "Come on, Vicky, I'm not just in charge of outsourcing, I'm in charge of the whole process. So if I'm just going to handle my Facebook and then go to Twitter and then go to LinkedIn, I won't have anything more to do. It will really take up all of my time." Allows greater, less cost and wasted resources are also incurred while productivity experiences a major spark. All in all, the recruitment process as a whole becomes much more manageable and effective. There's actually companies who will walk you through creating a powerful social media recruitment strategy. And for that decision, let's say at this point, it's more of exploration. The moment you decide that this is a strategy for you, there are companies who can support you also on that level. Now, yesterday Bjorn mentioned something about gravity recruitment. So social media is a very good platform to create that branding for your organization. Having a page on social media sites is a very good way for a company to express and promote its recruitment brand. So sharing your company vision in your social media webpage, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, is a very, very good strategy. So as I mentioned earlier, right now job seekers will always have a list of their ideal employer. And employees are most likely to stick with companies if they like their co-workers, the environment, and of course the company itself. And here, YouTube is the one that's, for me, is a very good way of showing that company culture. Especially when, let's say, your company created a video of how it is really like to be inside your organization, to be inside your premises. It's a very, very good tool. I've seen this video. I haven't downloaded it properly. I wanted to show it to you. And basically, they gathered together, I think 50, and they were lip-singing a very popular song. And then they were doing all the, the fun way a person will be on a video. And initially, the HR people, when they did that, they just wanted to see whether this will go viral, whether a lot of people will pick up the video. And they were very surprised. On day one, they have like 50. But on the next few days, hundreds and hundreds already started to visit their that particular video, which later on turned into people being very interested about applying in their company. So if you already have, contests where the employees create videos, that's actually a very good way of starting this experience, how it is to be in your company. First, let's start to understand this social media. The first one I'll be sharing with you is about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn right now is offering access to something precious in the world of the social networks scale. So right now they have 102.5 million unique visitors each month, just this year, 2012, and 161 million professional members located in over 200 countries and territories on LinkedIn, each providing their real identity, and notice the word real, experiences and interests a truly unique characteristic of the network. One thing I really like about LinkedIn is they have this particular tool where people can start recommending you. And what I've noticed is people read a little about your background, but they really read word for word the recommendations posted by people about you. So for me, that is one powerful tool that LinkedIn incorporated in them. Also, they have this way of connecting. Let's say you're not directly connected to the person, but you wanted to connect. You can actually have you can click there whether you would like to be introduced by someone in your network already. The most common way of using this site is to post available jobs and then search for candidates. So similar to Facebook, for those of you who are familiar with LinkedIn, this information is already being used a lot. But basically, there's also a way where you can post three-liners of a specific position available in your organization. And for those who are interested in really seriously investing at LinkedIn, this is the normal cost, $195 to post a job for 30 days. But buying job credits lowers this cost. And if you want it for free, there's also a way to do that. It is recommended that recruiters start off by establishing connections to people they already know. Any one of them could potentially become a star employee. So at LinkedIn, you are the voice of one, your organization, and also who you are as a person. So the credible you are in your LinkedIn profile, the better. I get the habit now of checking out profiles of those who are at LinkedIn, and I personally noticed myself that when there's like one or two liners only listed in the profile, I don't even open their message anymore. It's like this is I don't even want to get to know more about this person. But sometimes I would suggest, let's say this person really wanted to get connected in my network, I would really be interested in asking, how come you don't have a picture and you don't even say something about who you are? Except, of course, for the category of the industry where he is at. And sometimes they would reply. The others are just wanted to connect. I don't know what their purpose is, but for those of you who are using LinkedIn for the first time, it's also good to exercise judgment in terms of allowing people to get connected to you. It is recommended that recruiters start off, as mentioned, join groups to increase the rate of interaction with prospective candidates, or better, you start the group yourself. I've noticed that, for example, for Bjorn actually leads a lot of LinkedIn groups, and if he, for example, wanted to meet someone entirely a stranger, meeting this person for the first time, let's say in Singapore, the likelihood of that person saying yes to that invitation to meet is higher compared to me, for example, asking for the same invitation to meet, simply because he's already very actively, sharing information in the groups. Use the network activity box for announcements. That network activity box is basically how you could post for free. Upon having found someone who meets your qualifications, then you can start to evaluate their LinkedIn profile. Things to watch out for: completeness of profile, recommendations, referrals from peers, managers, and colleagues. One of the experiences I really had, I find very interesting when I was going at LinkedIn, was when Yahoo recently named who their CEO is. Because before she was named CEO, she frequently appears on my LinkedIn profile as somebody I might be interested to connect with. But her picture there was so different. That's why when she was, named the CEO, I got interested to check again her LinkedIn profile just to see whether she changed already her picture. If you go to LinkedIn right now and check out the profile of the Yahoo CEO, who is Marisa Myers, it's still the old one. I don't know why she didn't update it. but it would still list it as Google, when she was still at Google. So, going to Facebook, the average Facebook user accesses the site from both their PC and mobile devices. I don't do this yet, but maybe some of you have already been using this, downloaded the application of Facebook in your mobile phones. Connected to 80 pages, events, and groups. They have an average of 130 friends, so you can just imagine if you have added this person as your friend, you have access to their 130 average friends. And they actually spend 23 minutes average on the site per visit. So how do you effectively use Facebook? This is a very easy and very affordable way to attract applicants. I mentioned earlier how Ernst & Young did it. They basically created a Facebook group. And up to you whether you also would like to do that. Recruiters are advised to make use of the directory to search for users, pages, groups, and applications. And the marketplace can also be used. Right now, there are options where you could even create, after you've, of course, opened your own Facebook profile, you can start creating your community page. And you can put as much effort as you can into your community page. And have people really invite them to like your page, because that puts your Facebook page very, very easy to find if somebody would search, let's say, for your company. By far, the easiest way would be to set up a Facebook page for the company in order to make it easier to share business and products with other users. So when you're posting, the invitation is be focused on one particular job post at a time. Do not post, let's say you have 5 openings